A lot of people have different ideas about what yoga is or what it looks like to them, but usually it's only a part of it is incomplete. Hi, my name is Maureen, and in this video I will be showing you or telling you what yoga is, but especially what yoga is not. So let's start with what yoga is not. Oftentimes when I tell people I practice yoga, they're like, oh, you mean you do that? You mean you do that? You mean you do that? And oftentimes they are correct, but it's incomplete. For example, the major things people say when they hear you practice yoga, say, oh, that exercise. Okay, let's dive into what yoga is not. Yoga is not just an exercise. There are physical postures that your body is being put through to build your flexibility, to build your strength, to build your stamina, or even just to clear your mind or relieve stress. But yoga postures are just a little part of what yoga is. It's just one aspect of yoga, and yoga is divided into 8 different parts. Like all these 8 parts make up what yoga is. And it's an exercise, it's a form of physical workout, but it's only a part of yoga. And then secondly, people say, oh, yoga is stretching. Yeah, there are stretches involved in yoga to increase your flexibility, to increase your mobility, or even just to improve your joint health. This helps to keep your muscles, your nerves, keep them limber and supple so that they don't tighten up and cause tension in the body. But still, it's still a minor part of what yoga is. Okay? The next people say is, oh, yoga is meditation. Sometimes you see people sitting down still and just, in positions like that. Yes, meditation is a part of yoga, but that's not all what yoga is. Meditation helps you to quiet your mind. It helps you to calm your nerves. It helps you to relieve stress. It can even help to improve your mental focus, your clarity, improve your creativity, a whole lot of different things. But also, meditation is still one part of yoga, right? So even if you're practicing meditation on a daily basis, you can't really say you're practicing yoga because it's just a tiny bit. It's part of the ingredient for yoga. And the next one is concentration. So everybody like, oh, I cannot practice yoga. That thing that people will sit down and I cannot be thinking about anything like that. Concentration is, I would say, is more of a level in yoga, and everything really does come with practice. Anything you practice over a period of time, you are likely to get better at it, right? So concentration on its own is still an aspect of yoga that is aimed towards self-actualization and enlightenment, and also it's a part of the spiritual aspects of yoga. So the next part of it that people talk about is, oh no, that's new age religion where they chant and do all sorts of stuff. Yeah, there are some aspects of yoga that involves chanting in Sanskrit, in a foreign language. And I know a lot of people are afraid, of like, I don't want to be communing with the gods of a different religion or something like that. There are chanting in yoga, but if you understand the dynamics, if you understand the basis of it, you'll be able to do whatever you want with it. And generally, you can also avoid it entirely. You don't have to involve yourself in that to practice yoga. It's also still a minor part of yoga, and it's just meant to give you focus and mental clarity. So now let's dive into what yoga actually is. Let's start with the definition of what yoga is. By definition, yoga, the word itself, actually means to yoke, to unite, or to fuse. It is a holistic approach to life, to well being, but it involves the unification or the union of the mind, the body, and the spirit. So, yoga is not just practice on a physical level or on a mental level or on a spiritual level. It's a blend, it's a fusion of all that. So, the aim of yoga is to, they say, self actualization, right? But it can really be anything you want it to be. People have different reasons why they start practicing yoga. Personally, I started practicing yoga because I was out of shape, out of breath, and very, very, very inflexible. And I did start practicing yoga for the physical benefits. But the mental ones are what keeps me coming back. You're able to better relax. You're able to have better body awareness, mental clarity. You're able to relieve stress. You're able to be with yourself and just be calm. You can enhance your mood, control your mood. increase your tolerance, increase your gratitude. Like yoga is like a full bouquet of well living. If you want to live well, you should practice yoga regularly. So for me, yoga is a blueprint for healthy living. If you want to have a holistic health where you have a balance of both your body and your mind and your emotion, you want to put everything in check and not have your, your emotions all over the place, your body out of sync, out of shape, and even your spiritual life. It can bring it to the forefront. You're able to get more in tune with yourself. You're able to get more in tune with the universe. You're better able to communicate with God. Yeah, I know. When people hear God, like, oh, yeah, but it really does help with that. And as for people trying to, how will I put it? People trying to exclude themselves from people that can practice yoga. If you can breathe, you can practice yoga. If you can move, you can practice yoga. That is really all the requirements you need. You don't need to be flexible. You don't need to be female. You don't need to be fit. In fact, these are all results you get from practicing yoga regularly. And I would want to say something though. If your emotions are out of whack, seriously, you need yoga. Yes, it helps to keep your emotions in check and not by repressing it, not by pretending that you're not feeling what you're feeling. It gives you an outlet to feel what you're feeling and walk through it and come out on the other side. Or better still, know how to manage it on a day to day basis. If you're always stressed, you come back from work, a lot of things on your mind and your body and everything. You should practice yoga regularly. And as for, any other physical reason, any other physical limitations you may have, there are modifications for anything you can't do physically. There are modifications for anything you're incapable of emotionally. Yoga is really, really dynamic, and that is why it's called a practice, because you get to practice it and develop a lifestyle that fits you personally. So if you can breathe, you can do yoga. If you can move, you can do yoga. And we are not separate as a body like this. We're not separate from our mind and our emotions. Any imbalances in your mind or your emotions is what causes discrepancies in your body and can cause diseases and breakdown of body, mind, and everything. So if you really want to work towards being well, being healthy. It's not just about being physically fit. No, there are so many forms of exercises that you can use to get fit. But if you want to be well in your body and have a balance of both your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, then you should practice yoga. If you would love to learn more about yoga, the history behind it, the philosophies, the principles, how to start, where to start, what to do, and all that, then you should subscribe to my channel, because over the next few months, I will be specifically breaking down some of these philosophies and I'll be breaking down some of these philosophies and the benefits and breaking them down, because it's not enough for you to just go through the motions of what people are doing, but you need to have an understanding of what you're doing and why you're doing it. And when you understand it better, you can now be able to make it a lifestyle by adopting the ones that fit into your lives or the ones that are beneficial to you, so that you're not just copying off what somebody else is doing. Yoga really is a personal practice, whether you're practicing it at home, whether you're practicing it in a gym or in a yoga studio. It really is a personal practice. And your knowledge of it, the effect it has on you only goes as far as what you understand of what you're doing. So please, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel. I would really love you to do that, as that will encourage me and everything. But if you found this video helpful, please subscribe to my channel, share with your friends and your family, because everybody really does need yoga. We are all going through a lot. We are all going through a lot emotionally, and it does take a toll on our body as well. So yoga helps to kind of like let off the steam so that we don't get to where we break down. It keeps us in check, keeps us in balance. All right. So kindly subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Namaste.